The size and weight of a house are the most significant factors that will impact the cost of lifting the house. Well, there's several reasons that you may need to lift a house into the sky. The main reasons are usually to dig a foundation or fix a crumbling crawl space. Some homes were built with a slab underneath them, and they really only have a crawl space. Sometimes people want to lift those and build a basement. The amount of time it takes can vary. It depends on the preparations, permits, foundation type, amount of elevation, the repairs, the weather, and the inspections. After typical preparation, the detailed process of lifting a house takes 2 to 7 days, while the complete process of lifting a house takes 4 to 8 weeks on average. The house lifting process is slow and smooth. Prior to lifting a home, any wooden steps that lead out of the house need to be removed completely. All landscaping around the house, including plants, bushes, flowers, beds, pavers, sidewalks, they all have to come out. If there's any underground gas or electric lines, a leach field, septic tank, or any other private utilities, these need to be marked with a flag so that they're not damaged during the house lifting process. Typically, 4 house jacks at the least should be placed in the basement or under the home, starting with the 4 corners. They'll need to be very sturdy concrete bases that they rest on, and if the home's larger, you might need more jacks through the process. The essential element is making sure all the jacks are incrementally raised at the same time. This will help prevent cracking throughout the home or damaging any of your windows. A house jack, it looks a lot like an old school mechanical car jack. It's a single post rising from a base, and the rating on most of these jacks is equivalent to being able to lift a train. Needless to say, it's a bit more sturdy than the one in the trunk of your Honda. Just remember though, slow and steady, very important. It's important to also consider hiring a professional to take care of these things. The average cost to raise a house is between $10,000 and $40,000. Foundation replacement could cost anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000 on average, or up to $150,000 to add a brand new basement, which includes lifting your house. The average cost to level a house is $3,500 to $10,000. Once again, houses, they're lifted slow and smooth. The goal is not to cause any major damage. Some techniques cut repairable holes in the walls to attach bracing, and in rare cases, cracks in your drywall and tiles may occur depending on the prior level of foundation settling and structural issues. It is not recommended to live in or be inside the home during the lifting process. However, everything in the house could be left in place. The process ultimately increases home resale value by 15 to 25% on average, and it can reduce flood insurance rates by $15,000 to $100,000 over a 30-year mortgage. Aside from lifting a house, moving the house once it's lifted is very interesting. Moving a house takes 2 to 3 months for the preparation, lifting, transporting, and post-move renovations. But that's an interesting story for another time. All this talk about construction reminds me, it's important to remember that not all construction work is created equal. For example, enlarging a drilled hole is boring, but fastening pieces of metal together is riveting. These are Interesting Things with JC.